Hello, everyone. This is Jordan Johnson from Career and Professional Development talking to you about Quest 2 with your resumes and career conversations. So the topics for today. Number one, we're going to go over resumes. That's going to be what we're utilizing for your assignment. We're going to make sure that we get that ready to go for you. And then number two, we're going to talk about handshake and career conversations. So that's going to be your second part of your assignment. Number three, we're going to be talking about professional dress. And then number four, we're going to be talking about SparkPath. And SparkPath is an assessment tool that we utilize over in our space. So let's talk about resumes. So what's the big deal with your resume? So it's your first impression. When you're looking at your resume, a lot of employers, they maybe won't know who you are. They haven't seen you before. They don't even know what you look like. This is your first impression going off of your resume. It's a foundation of everything that you do, job search related, career related, anything like that. It's a crucial step in your job search. You're not going to be getting a job without it. This also doesn't pertain just to job search. This also goes for scholarships, internships, study abroad experiences, grad school. It goes a ton in that realm. So it's not just job related. Also in Quest 3, you're going to have some time to get some experiences to put on your resume. So it's a great time to build your resume and then enhance it down the road. And then number three is branding yourself. Again, this is where you can take the time to make yourself look the best. Make sure you're the best candidate for that job or experience. And this is what that resume will be doing for you. So 5 things that you should have on your resume and 5 things you should not have on your resume. So the 5 things you should have on your resume: contact information. That's how we're going to get a hold of you. So your name, just like you're not going to turn an assignment without your name on it, we're going to put your name on it. With your contact information, you're also going to have your phone number, email address, and then city and state. You can also put down a city and state if you're willing to relocate yourself. That is not just Oshkosh, Wisconsin, or not just Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, or wherever you may live. You can put down Madison, Milwaukee, wherever in that sense, if you're applying for a job down there. The next thing is education. We want to know where you're getting your degree from. So UW Oshkosh, and from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, you're going to have a 6-prong box within that section. It's going to break it down. You're going to put the school, location, your degree, your grad date, your major, and then your GPA if it's above a 3.0. You also don't have to put a GPA if you don't feel comfortable. Even if it is a 4.0 and you just don't want to put it down, you're more than welcome not to put that. The next thing on there is you're going to put experiences. So with experiences, this could be work related, it could be experience related. So it's a wide range. Let's say you don't have any working experience. This can be volunteer coaching, teaching, organizational involvement, anything like that. Then your extras. So this is going to be what sets you apart from others. So after your experiences, so any volunteer experience potentially you could have as an extra. You can put your honor roll, anything that's going to help you stand out. And then strong bullet points. With strong bullet points, this is going to be the hardest thing. I will tell you, part of your resume is the hardest thing to do on your resume, but that's why we're here to help you work on that. And then 5 things not to have on your resume. So misspelled words. Employers are really going to look this over, and if you have misspelled words on there, they're going to see that you didn't take it serious or you didn't proofread it before turning it in. No first person language, so no I, me, my's, pronouns. Now, pronouns are okay if they're up on your contact information. So if you put, let's say, Jordan Johnson, he, him, his on your resume, that's okay, but no pronouns within the actual resume. Your references. The references do not belong on your resume. There'll be a whole nother document just for references, so keep that in mind. Then also, we don't want to talk about task lists. So if you were a waiter or a waitress, we don't want you to say served food, took orders. We want to go a little bit more in detail, and we'll get into that in a little bit. And then inconsistent formatting. So you have about 5 seconds to catch the eye of the employer, and then about 30 seconds for them to kind of skim through your resume. If you have inconsistent formatting, it's going to take them longer than 30 seconds to skim through, and they're not going to enjoy that. And they're also going to take that as you are a little bit potentially sloppy or aren't somebody that's going to be proofreading their work, looking it over. So then just keep in mind that you want to have a consistent format. So going into like would you rathers for education. So there's A and B here. So if you're looking at a resume, we really want you to stick with the A, and I'll tell you why. So with A, this is your 6-box prong. Now you can look at it and you say, oh, there's 2 GPAs, there's a major, minor. I don't have 2 GPAs, I don't have 2 minors, or a minor and a major. That's completely fine. You can just have a major. You will have 2 GPAs, you'll have your overall and your major GPA, but again, you don't have to put them down. We're also looking at it as the correct Bachelor of Science. So making sure it's not Bachelor of Psychology. It's going to be Bachelor of Science with a psychology major. If you're looking at B, you can see on there like the dates, September 21 to present. We don't want to show that to employers when you started. We really want them to know when the end date is. Also, the Bachelor of Accounting, that doesn't exist. So it's going to be a Bachelor of Business Administration with a major in accounting. And then the UWO, the funny thing is there's actually another UWO. It's University of Western Ontario in Canada. So if you are applying for a job up in that area, not even in Canada, just in the eastern part of the United States, they might see UWO and not know University of Wisconsin Oshkosh. So then they might think that you're coming from a Canadian university. So the extras edition. So as you can see on here, A or B, we really want you to lean towards the A. If you don't have enough space for the bullet points, that's completely fine, but we still have to get those 4 things in there. Where what organization were you a part of? Are you a member? Are you a volunteer? What were you? Where it was located, and then the dates. So you really have to get those in. Now, if you have space to put some bullet points, you're more than welcome to do that. With the interests and hobbies, we really don't need that on your resume. The employers don't need to know what your interests and hobbies are. They're looking for what activities you did. Now, your interests and hobbies are what you can talk about if they ask you in an interview, if they talk to you about after you start your job. But we really want to make sure that you keep those interests and hobbies out because they're not going to help you get that job. So would you rather extra edition on this one? So with A and B, they're both appropriate. You can decide if you want to put honors and achievements, volunteer experience, if you want to put both, if you don't want to put either and want to put something totally different, that's completely up to you. That's a little bit of your call, and you just have to make the best decision for yourself. So with formatting, we have A and B. So really, we want to lean towards A. There's other ways of formatting. You can bring over those dates all the way over to the other side and lean on that side. So then it would be on one line. But we really don't want to on B because it is going to be hard for employers to read. And even if you go through and bold and highlight and italicize all of these other ones that we do have on A because they're the same information, it's still going to be hard for the employer to read straight down your page. When it's in the formatting of A, it's easy for employers to find and read. They can easily see the education, easily see your work experience. If they're looking at certain things, let's say they're looking for somebody that has a lot of volunteer experience, they can skim, see volunteer experience, boom, they can read it. It's separated. It will be easier for them to pick out. All right, so now pivoting into writing an effective bullet. Like I said earlier, this is the hardest thing to do. So when you're looking at writing a bullet, you need your quote unquote perfect bullet is going to be your skill plus what you did plus your result / outcome. So that is a power verb plus job responsibility plus how or why. So if you're looking at provide customer service, could you put provided customer service as a bullet? Yes, but we want to expand on that, and I can show you how to do that. So we want to pick your skill or your power verb. So prioritize, increase, provide, that's going to be one of your power verbs. Now, these are all different ways of saying that you provided customer service. So then you can say your job responsibility. So you did your tasks, your customer satisfaction, customer service. So that was what you did or your job responsibility. Then your results / outcomes. So I will tell you right now, the hardest thing to do is that results / outcome portion of the bullet point. So a lot of students and people in general, they would say like prioritize tasks, increase customer satisfaction, provide customer service. But adding that result / outcome is what's going to help you stand out. And that's going to ultimately increase your chances at a position. So if you look at that first one, prioritize tasks to provide timely service and increase customer satisfaction. That's a great opportunity for you to showcase what you did, and then also why you did that, and or the results of why you did it. So this is something to definitely keep practicing. It's not going to be something that you're going to pick up right away. And if you do that, it's fantastic, but making sure that you are going through that, practicing, and improving all of your bullet points all the time. So then you can kind of practice them. The one thing that you can do with this is you can see on here, you have communication or teamwork. So emailed customers or worked in a team. This is another important skills to have on a bullet points: analytical, initiative, and leadership. So you can share with that. So let's say you wanted to use communication with emailed customers. Maybe you were a leader in the sense of getting everybody on board with the emails or something similar to that. So then how are you going to power up your resume? So we're going to utilize VMark. It's another resource that we have in our space. And if you go to www.vmark.com/UWOsh, make sure you do that /UWOsh. And that's going to take you to this page here. And you're going to pick your account type, which is a student and alumni. You're going to put in your UW-Oshkosh email, and then that's where you can create your profile. Once you get on that, you're going to be able to click on resume, and then you're going to be able to upload your resume in a PDF form. Or if you don't currently have a resume, you can go to Resume Builder on their site, and then it will help you. They will help you build a resume. So then you just have to put in some information, and it will help you build that resume from scratch. So when you're looking at VMark, how are you going to power up your resume at VMark? So your 3 scores that you're going to be getting: impact, presentation, and competencies. So your impact. So how is it impactful for recruiters or companies when they're looking at it? Your presentation. So that's going to be your formatting, your bullets. Are they all lined up? Those kind of things. And then your competencies. So they're always looking for communication, analytical, teamwork, leadership, and initiative. So if you have those on your resume, that's going to be an opportunity for you to increase your score with VMark. So when you're looking at your scores, you're going to be put into 3 different zones: red zone, yellow zone, green zone. As you can see, red zone is 0 to 32, yellow is 33 to 85, and green is 86 to 100. I can tell you right now, you're not going to get 100 because there's no such thing as a perfect resume. And if you can prove me wrong, then I would love to see that. But really, you're not going to be getting a 100 on your resume. But we really just want to push you to that green zone. So when let's say you throw your resume in and you get a 32 and you're in the red zone, it's okay. Don't panic. Just make sure that we're going through the appropriate changes that VMark suggests to get you to that yellow and then ultimately to that green zone. And now when you're in that green zone, let's say your first one you throw in is an 86. We still want you to push yourself and get you to a higher score within the green zone. But it is something that it's great that you started in the green, but we really want you to continue and enhance your time there. As you can also see on there, that yellow is quite large. So we really are pushing students, even if you're high yellow, so 80 to 85, really pushing yourself to get into that green zone. So with your resume assignment, so this is really what your assignment is for this class. You're going to, step 1, develop a resume based on today's information. If you already have a resume and you're like, yep, I'm going to utilize this resume, please take the information that you've learned today and kind of tweak your resume a little bit before trying to turn it in. Step 2 is uploading a PDF file of your resume to VMark. So making sure even if you do have that resume, you have to switch it over to a PDF. Step 3 is take feedback from VMark and make appropriate changes or improvements. So again, that first score that you get, you should be taking some of those changes that they talk about and switch it over. And then step 4 is going to be upload the revised resume to Handshake and make it visible. So when you're looking at that, you really want to make sure that that's the best possible resume that you can have right now. And then you're going to throw it on a Handshake, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then making it visible is very important. As you can see on your screen, then that picture right there, that's what it's going to look like when you get your feedback back from VMark. So it's going to show you the score. It's going to give you the 3 different scores, and then it's going to show you that you're on track or whatever you're needing, and then it's going to talk to you about how many points you need to get to that green zone, and then it's going to talk to you about how to improve those scores. So each one will talk about different areas, and then it will talk about how many points will be given if you increase or enhance that area. If you do need some opportunities for feedback, if you are looking at VMark and you're like, I don't understand any of this, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can schedule an appointment with a career advisor on Handshake. We can walk you through everything on VMark. We can help you with resumes, anything you need with that. So transitioning a little bit into Handshake. So with Handshake, why should I use Handshake? So this is really to upload your VMark, your revised resume that you've utilized on VMark. Completing your profile is very important. Searching for jobs and internships, that's a great opportunity on Handshake. You can follow employers just like you would do on social media. You can just follow those employers. And then that way you can see when they're hiring, when events they're coming to, if they're putting on any events, things like that. Then you can view upcoming events and register for them. So that's a great opportunity with this class as well. You can view the upcoming events and apply for them or register for them. And then you can schedule an appointment with staff and career and professional development as well on Handshake. This PowerPoint will also be on your Canvas course. So you will be able to go back and watch these videos. So career conversations. So great opportunity for your career conversations are coming. So the UW Oshkosh 2023 internship and career fair is September 27th. College career is also on September 20th. And then the healthcare career fair is October 3rd. So for this class, you are required to attend the fair. If you can't attend, please let your instructor know, and we'll work with them to give you an alternate assignment. So before the event, making sure that you're completing your Handshake profile. So you're going on Handshake, you're completing that profile, making sure it's 100% complete. You have your picture on there, you have your resume thrown on there, all of that. Register for the fair event. So you're making sure that you're going on there, looking at the event, registering for it. Researching the employers that will be there. We have a lot of employers that will be at the fair. We had over 200 employers last fair. So making sure that you are going through and preparing for that. Prepare your personal pitch as well. So we'll talk about that next, is your personal pitch. Drafting some questions for those employers is going to be super beneficial. Just so that way it's not a one-sided conversation. And then branding yourself. So visiting the Career Closet in the Student Success Center and Suite 125 in the Career and Professional Development space. You can come over and get 4 free items every single term. So your personal pitch. So with your personal pitch, there is 5 steps. So the who, the what, the why, the goal, and then ending with a question. So the who is describing who you are. The what describes what you offer and you bring to the table. The why describes why you are unique. The goal is describing your goal after you graduate, or after you've graduated, you're still going to utilize your personal pitch. So what's your goal moving forward? And then you want to end with a question. And the reason we're ending with a question is because we want you to have that conversation with the employer. It's not a bang, 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 here's my personal pitch, and then moving on. So we want to make sure that you are asking them a question so you can continue that conversation. Again, this PowerPoint will be on your Canvas course, so you can go watch these 2 examples. So your personal pitch, so this is a great introduction or a great time for you to kind of look at it, kind of practice. You don't have to use word for word here. We don't want you to sound robotic, but we also want to make sure that you are saying the things that you need to say within your personal pitch. So you can utilize it as your introduction, what makes you stand out, and then your question. So this is a great opportunity for you to kind of practice, use your own verbiage, your own language, but making sure you're practicing that as well. So then during the event, so you want to be curious. So you're going to be anxious, you're going to be nervous, making sure you're taking that anxiousness and your nerves and being curious, changing that into curiosity. Approach the booth. So don't just walk right down the middle of the fair. Make sure you're approaching different booths, talking to them, seeing how everything's going. Use your personal pitch. So making sure we practice personal pitch before you head in there. Make sure you utilize it. And then ask for business cards. The reason you want to ask for business cards so that you can talk about or you can do some follow-up with these employers. If you forget their business cards, don't know who they are, it's going to be harder for you to connect with them in the future. Also, there is going to be headshots at the career fair as well. So when you attend, you can get your picture taken that you can utilize on LinkedIn, Facebook if you want, Twitter, whatever you would like to use it as. So after the event, so you want to review your contacts and business cards. We want to follow those employers on Handshake, also follow those employers on LinkedIn if you have it, those kind of things. Also looking for additional ways to connect. So you're always wanting to connect with those employers again. So making sure that you have that opportunity to connect with them. Maybe it's just a quick conversation, maybe it's a coffee, maybe it's just messaging them back and forth, but we want to make sure that you're still staying connected with them for the future. So then right here, these are just 3 examples of students that were nervous about going into the career fair, and this is something that they are passionate about because they have really taken those nerves and changed them into curiosity. So professional dress is expected at these events. And so, like I said earlier, you can utilize our career closet, but you're also able to see a video. We'll show you a video that you can watch later on that will show you some differences between professional dress, because it is kind of hard. It is something that if you don't practice it or don't know much about it, it is kind of hard to understand what professional dress is. And it's not your typical, I'm going out on the town or I'm wearing a polo. Like, it is going to be a little bit more dressy. So here's the video I was talking about. Again, you can go on the PowerPoint and watch it on your own time. So now transitioning into SparkPath. Like I said earlier, this is a resource that we utilize in our space to help students kind of find what they want. So why SparkPath? So this helps you discover your top 3 challenges you want to work on. So we're really switching the narrative. Rather than looking at your major, we're really trying to figure out your top 3 challenges you want to achieve. And then we're going to find jobs that are available within those challenges. So it does go beyond the majors and job titles, like I said. The one thing it will do, so as you can see in the picture, it talks about like redesign the healthcare system. So they are pretty broad, but it is a great opportunity for you to say, oh yeah, I would really enjoy that. So then it will show you some different employers' names. We'll also talk about different career titles within that challenge that will help you trying to find and figure out some employers in the future. And then we're matching those employers at the conversation events. So again, you're going to be doing the Spark Path before you go, and then you can see, okay, these employers, XYZ, will have the ability, and they will have those challenges for you. And so then that you can go and talk to them and talk to them about your challenges that you would want to achieve. So what's next? So really, why did you sit here and listen to this? One, it's an assignment, but two, what's next on your agendas, right? So update and create a resume and upload it to VMark. And then you're going to upload a revised resume onto Handshake and make sure that it's public. If you don't want it to be public forever, you can make it public just so we can get you graded. Everything's good to go. And then at the end of the semester, you could take it off of making it public. I will tell you, when it's public, it's just so employers can see your resume so they don't have to ask you for it. But if you truly don't feel comfortable with it, that's okay. And then attend your designated events. You're going to be attending like the fairs. And then making sure that you're completing the Spark Path assessment. The Spark Path assessment should only take you 5-10 minutes. So it really is not going to take you long to complete. So this is just our team. So if you ever had any questions, if you ever need anything, as you can see on here, we do have an industry model. So if you're looking at government law and public safety, you would either meet with myself or Emily. But if you are looking for education, you would be working with Megan. If you're looking at like art, media, and technology, that's Anna. So you really just have to kind of see what industry you want to work in, and then you would be able to pick that advisor when it comes to that time on Handshake. So any additional questions that you have, you can reach us by phone or email. Like I said, we're in the Student Success Center, Suite 125. Our office hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and Friday, 8 to 4:30. And then also our website, uwosh.edu/career, is fantastic. We have a ton of resources on there for students. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything or have that opportunity to go onto our website and look at those resources. Again, thank you so much for your time. And again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much.